everyone, I'm Miss Brooke from the Mount Orb Library, and today we are going to be doing henna storytelling. Quick disclaimer, henna will stain skin and clothing before it washes off in a few days. Here is the diagram that we'll be using to follow along with our story about some friends of mine who had a son who made some rotten choices, and I'll go over the images that are represented here if you want to take a screenshot for yourself later. So I have some friends who some people would consider wealthy. He had two sons, which we will use a teardrop shape to demonstrate the son. And this son made some pretty rotten choices, which we will show with an apple. And my friend knew that he was really old and he had made some provisions for his two sons for after he passed away. But he wanted them to enjoy it while he was still alive, so he went ahead and gave them their inheritances early. The one son was so grateful. He was smart, and he saved his money and invested wisely. I think he got married and had a few kids, but I'm not really sure. But he decided to stay home and take care of his elderly father. The other son, I never really did care for him much. He was kind of arrogant, didn't really care about much about family, and he was always headed down the wrong path, which is what we are indicating here with those lines. And this image is of the father, which we're going to put a teardrop shape in the middle of the big teardrop just to kind of demonstrate how sad he was. So this one was always headed down the wrong path, and eventually he moved away for a couple years, and it absolutely broke his dad's heart. His dad knew that his chances of seeing his son again before he died were slim, which was a shame because they were always so close. Anyways, he made some pretty rotten choices while he was away and blew through his money, wasting it on silly stuff. Well, the son kind of hit rock bottom while he was living away, and he lost his job and his house and his quote-unquote friends. He lost everything, or so he thought. His dad always told him that when you can't go anywhere else, you can always come home. Side note, I always loved his dad. He was so kind and so gracious and always welcomed everyone. Even if you weren't part of his family, you were still family. So the son decided to come back home and make peace with his family. When his dad heard that he was coming home, he freaked out and threw a welcome home party when he arrived. Biggest hug ever, which we indicate with the two embracing teardrops there at the end of the index finger. The other brother was rightfully a little upset that their dad was so happy to see his brother and made such a fuss about him. But he knew that he needed to make peace and forgive his brother and the lost son because they knew that life was short and we should be grateful for all that we have, which is representative of the stems and the leaves on the fingers, showing just how we have excess and how we have family when we have love and we have family and friends that care about us. And will also indicate there on the wrist that true foundation of family and friends. When you're all finished with your henna, it will take a few hours to dry, and when it dries, it'll start to kind of crack and peel, and then you can just peel it off. Once it's completely dry, I let mine sit through at least a movie or so. Then you peel it off and it looks nice and bright orange like it is here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed this story. Today's code word is Texas.